Malaila mali e aho e ki moe lele e Tonga hono kotoa, o kua whiawhia ke utaritali lele ki mo tonu ki ho mo ngāhi o ngongo, mo le tio kai uma ai televisione Tonga ki he hoani, I he wakaiko ia ki ngāhi ulo I o ngongo. Tano pō e ene a whio king tupo wono e hala whakawakawa Fanga'uta I pongpongi o e aho ni. Whakawhawua ki cyclone whataropiki mālohi ka rastolo ki nima e taha, e malawa ki ni wesia Tonga ni whaita o cyclone, wanoa wanima wanoa wano. Pia tatau mo I ha whiawhia e ka inga o ha ato ui ha apai, I hono whailonga I ka kato ngā awe ki hono langa hona holo whakakolo, hili hanga hitau. O kuto iape me ngā hitara noa kehea na iangi pia e tau wakai ki ngā hio ngongo, me he mala e ko iau stipoti kai o ma ai wakai ki to o ngā oi ea. Ko e wakailiwa e ni ki e whai ki iki, kua unili ani polotele. Kua tohi I historia a Tonga ni e whaiwhaiange ke hoko e misio mooni I he hili hono whamohe mei ulu e langa wharagalaka Tonga ni e sektoa o e whiwhanonga aki. Nei tanu pōwai I he hau o e whanua, tamato I king tupo wono, ai hala whakawakawa Fanga'uta mei wholaha ki o mosi e pongi o e aoni. Seno li tato I vai mo e whakai ki ki.
Ko e makeheanga o e aha ko e ni, ko e makamaile mahu inga I Tongani. I he whaiwhaiange kua whakahoko ai ngā we I he hili en e tauhongo fulu tupu, mono palani I ke langa hala whakawakawa I Tongatapu ni. Ko e wau tanu pō ko e ni ne whakahoko ia I wholaha. I he mea pale mea Tonga toke taha aisake ke na ane pihi, ko e polokalama ngā we ko e niok whapaanga he panke a mamani. Panke whalkalaka e sia me pule anga Tonga, o whiunga me tola Amerika e te au wha 5 miliona, ai au whafuafua ia ke he paanga Tonga e tolungi au wha 3 miliona. Nani te upehe ko polokalama ngā we langa lahitaha e ni kua whakahoko I Tonga ni.
Oi kai ngata pe I he no langa o e hala whakawakawa, kau ki ai e ngā hihala o whitaulaki ki ai e ngo kau vai. Pea kui ai e whiawhia mo e pata a Tonga kotoa kau atoa. E hae rea ne a whio ai a honi. Kau atoa. I mahino ki he pange whakalaka na Asia, pa mo pange a mamani, o ku whemau he purean koe ni ke whika uluaki. A hano langa o hala whakawakawa koe ni. Ko ina nau o mai e nau timi, kau matātao, I maaso e tau ni. Ke nā maa wakai, pe oku fuwhia maa koa, ai hala whakawakawa ko ini. Pe nau rotonga I nau ihe ni, tō e mofuike. Nā whiunga mofuike no mālohi o laka heo no. Pe koe nau si wherere aki koe ke kumi hawheitu ke nau hao ki ai, pe me Nuku'alofa. Palo parema koa nau whokumatal mai, fu uwhie maa. Ai hala whakawakawa. E kaupea langi, I hono whakahoko, o lawai, ai ngau e ahoni. O koe hala whakawakawa koe ni o whiunga whokia, pa moe te au paanga Amerika e te au whangofulu ma 5 miliona Amerika, ai oku mei whakafuofua ia, ke whiunga moe paanga e tolungi au 3 miliona. Pa koe ngau e lahi tahaini, kua whotu I he whonuani. Pea ku kau whataha pe pange langa whakalaka a Asia, pa moe pange a mamani, pa moe pureanga Tonga, I hono whakapaanga ai ngāi koe ni. O whako whoka ngāi koe ni he kautaha me Nusila, ko e makono tauel.
O mahino koe kakato ko ene tanu pō e kamatai pe ai ngā aue ki hono langa he kautaha langa min usila ko e Mekono Towel. Lo Tonga ni he whakamatala e pūre lahi o e kautaha langa Mekono, Fraser Willis, nāni pihe, nei whakahoko whakamuone alea pau mo Tongani kia no langa hala whakawakawa I Septema o e tauni pe. Nāni tū pihe ko hala whakawakawa ko e ni o kuleini e ua, pa ku iau me ngahi e lia ki ni ihi o kuna ngoi aki ai lue lalo, ai koe mita e taha o te smale nima I he vei hala ke whakawhinga mali e a e nau whawhinonga aki lue lalo I hala whakawakawa. E ka ingatai, e langa ai hala whakawakawa ko e ni ke malawa o matua ke ngahi taau e whatamak whaina tola, pe ki ngahi me alele toni lalahi e whewhunonga aki I hala whakawakawa. Nane tuku pai pe whakahoko e naulele I taha I hono langa hala whakawakawa, pe mo whapapau I oku hao mo malo ki ono ngawe aki e he kakai o e whanua. Lo tonga ni ne petale kita whawhitu i he ofisi panke whalalaka Asia ifisi Aaron Patton e hoko ai langa ai hala whakawakawa ke te leleang i whiwhanunga aki tau te whito ke he taimi whituktuk whawawawea i he hoko a whatamak whaina tula o hange koe whatokanga pe au ko la. E kai ngata e whasisi e whimo e kine halapure anga i he hao i whāna wako me kau ngāwe me haha ke ki Nuku'alofa. Kai ke he hili ai tanpo e he tamatui ai kamatai ke langa hala whakawakawa nei hoko te pēr kau whafofonga me he kapineti. Kau whafofonga wha diplomatika i he tanpo koe konga e whailongai ai aho historia ko e ni.
Ko toko mai e whaafua e waa wakai matangi a Tonga koe cyclone whakatalo piki e taha ki he ua e malawa ki Niwesia a Tongani i e whaahita o cyclone wanoa wano. O peseti e ono noa pe lahiai e whaafuafua ke malawa o hoko a cyclone whakatalo piki malohi e taha ka lastolu ki nima ke Niwesia ai o Tongani. Seno le tatu i vai ai pe mo e whai ki iki.
I he whamatala ko toko mai me he waa wakai matangi a Tonga. O ko whafuafua e hoko cyclone ko ini i he mahina ko Stanuali ke maa asi o e ta ufu o. Hoko e whafuafua ke avalisi pe ai lahi ai vai uha e tānaki i he konga olaki o e whaahita ua wha wanoa nima wanoa ono me he mahina katu o ki Stanuali. Hoko mahina ko taimi e ofi mai e cyclone ki he otu Tonga e o mai pe ngahi uhala lahi whakatup tā whea ki he otu Tonga. I kai ngatai e hake ai tahi i he ngahi matawhanga mo ngahi wheituu o kuto e maulalo ange. O ku pese te whitungo fulu ai whafofua ke halanga cyclone e lahi ange pea e nehu o mai me he elia whakahihifo mo e whakatokelau hihifo ofisi pea pese te taunoa e hu whakatokelau hahake me Tongani. Koe potutahi maa whana o kone fo o e cyclone whatalo piki ke whaahita o ko eni o ku ngā unuia ke elia potutahi o otu umotu Solomone pea mo Vanuatu. Koe hui koe malawa ke liliu e whaahita ua wha ke Laninia o ke ai whafofua e malawa ngahi motu eni i Tongani o liu ngā ua ai vai uha o kua ngā maheni ke tānaki i he mahina. Koe whaahita ua wha wanoa nima wanoa ono e kamataia i he aha uluaki o Nove Maka koe aho tokonakia o wikeni ki aho taunoa o Epeleli o e ta ufo o. O kumahina ko ostukua te ngai whale i toka teu ke mateu teu ke whaahita ua wha, tau te whito ke sektoa ngōwe. Mau anga vai, sektoa mo ui, sektoa tautai, mo ngai sektoa ke he pē. Kai ke ko ostuku mai whakama opo ai ngā au e kautare ki tawa wakai matangi Pasifiki i he konga ki mo e mahinani, o kai whafuafua e au ke ngai cyclone whakatoa e hiwa tene ahi e Pasifiki i he whaahita ua wha, wanoa wanima, wanoa wano. Mai ngonga le te o televisione Tonga ko snoli tātu i vai.
Na e tatau mo i hā ai fia, veke mo i hā kailangi tau e kāinga o ato ui haa pai, i he whaiwhaiange ko iai ha holo whakakolo ke la langa ha kia i e nau mo ui. Ata mai, whakaekonomika, mai mo ui lelei ai kāinga i ho nau kolo. Ko hili eni hono whailonga i he tāhine kuinina na spau o ai ngāwe ko lava i he whaosinga o i wike. Ko e holoni ko os whanau nau ka kato ko toha pē mi he whale kai ki he whale mālolo hange ko whatapu. Pea whanau nau a ki e ngai tanke vai mo i sola. Ko os langa pē ai holoni o whakatau mua ke mālo mo whainga māli e ki e toko taha ko toha pē o au ki e kakai whainga taha ia whae sino mo ki nau tolu o ku ngawe aki ai sāli o te. Ia me ai tahine kuini na na spau o koe ngāweni o kwhia mau ia ki he kai ngau ha ato o ke tauhi. Ia mahino koe ofa, hivi, ka gawa mo e whingawe aki na e malama ke i kuna i e ngāwe i he wā o e puleanga Australia mo i kautaha Sionis Foundation.
O tau whie whakahoko whoki ki e Sione Foundation mo i kau ngāwe ofa me Australia. Ai honga ia mo oni mo i ofa. He nau ngāwe oskia le belenga. Whoaki ho nau taimi. Ta le niti mo nau paanga ke langa ai whare whakataha angani. Aia koe fuafua mo uluaki eni o whahinga whare peheni i hapaini. Pea kulawa ke whakahoko kotoa ai ngahi fie mau ai kāinga. Koe wheitu whakataha anga, koe whare hufanga i e taimi o whakatamak whakanatula. Pea ke langa haki ai mo ui ai hako tupu e whonua. Whakaulunga anga, whakaeloto, whakaako mo whakalau maarie. mo i teui ki hanga aue i otumuri.
Ne whahaheni e pole o Kautaha Sionis Foundation ka ko Sione Whenewhiaki. Ai hounga ke te kina tolu e ngahi whengai aki katoa pe ko whai o malawa ke I kunai ai ngā weni. Nege ke te tuku hanauri lei, ka ko hanauri lei taha pe ia, ni whai ake ngā weni o ngai pole ni nā whianga hangai moia o hange ko ia koe velaila a me ngai pole ke he pe. Pe he Whenewhiaki I koe nau ngā we o whakatamua pe, I he ofa ki Tonga, mo I nau whaka amu e hoko o te koni ki o nohi mo whakalaka ki ai mo ui e hako tupu o e whunuani. Koe ngā weni ni tokonia ia e pule a ngā Australia I e nā tokoni aki ai tola Australia e 1 miliona. Pe he talawhika o lahi a Australia ki Tonga ni His Excellency Bragg Batley, koe konga pe eni e nau whenga ke whakaivia mo whamalohia ai wāwhingo e aki kakai o Tongani mo Australia pe ki nau whitokoni aki I ona whapapau I ai malu mo hao ai kakai I ngahi tōko I kono. Nā ni whalato lahi ai peheni ki kakai o haapai. Ai nau kei tō pe koe pōpō ki ha taha pe hangai kolupu kakai whiwhine pe tō utupu o kunau fie mao ai tokoni. Te nau kei fie fiampe ki talitali mo tokonia ha kore tokoni ki hono langa haki hangawe o kunau whai e tokoni ki e nau langa wharagalaka mo I tōpū whakaekonomika. Koe polo kalamani ni me ai e pataloni o Kautaha Sionis Foundation ka koe tahe ne Princesi Latu fui peka. Ko lahi pea ngahi ngawe ko tokonia e he kautahani a tongani ki mua mo e nau keituko pāi pe e hokohoko atu e nau tokoni ma ai le lei whanukufua o tongani. Nā e whailonga I tongani a ho whamanatua e Kautaha ngai pule anga whatahataha pe iu e nā aki ha hoa lotu I whare lotu e siasi we siriana tawataina o Tonga I pea I he aho sāpate. Koe o wau lotu koe ni ne a whio ai e ne a whio king tupo wono o kau whakataha tu kiai mo e kau ngāwe o ofisi e iu e nai tongani pe heke kau whawhonga e ngai polokalama hoa ngāwe o iu e nā. Le te atau kapo mo e whai ki iki.
Koe aho whamanatua I Kautaha I ngai pule anga whatataha, UN, o whailonga ia e aho nei whotu ai ai UN, aho wa whaa o katopa, taha hiwa whani mā. Aia koe tauni o whakailonga ia e tau e walonga fulu o whakotuu o Kautaha mau I ngani. I tongani o ngā whakataha ai UN mo pule anga, I ngahi polokalama ngāwe kehe pe o whakataumu a ke tokonia ai langa whakalakalaka I he whonua. O whengau aki ai a tongani mo e UN, I ngahi ka veinga ki he tau ka vei o mo uilelei, wheliuli waki o ea, matuu aki o ngahi whakatamaki me he wheliuli waki o ea, mo tauhi o melino I mamani. O kulahi whoke a ngahi polokalama ngāwe kehe ai UNA, o whakamalumalu ai a ngahi ngāwe ki tongani, hangehe ko ngahi polokalama wa a ngāwe o UNICEF, wa a polokalama langa whakalakalaka o UNA, UNDP, kautaha mea tokoni mo ngowe, FAO, kautaha mo ui a mamani, hu, mo ngahi polokalama ngāwe kehe pe, o whengawe aki pe lawe mo nuwai a tongani I he UN. I hona whamanatua e tongani kai pehe whoki ki mamani katoa, e ngahi whengawe aki mo pule anga whakatahataha, o whakapapawai e wa a whengawe aki e tongani mo pule anga whakatahataha, haka haulelei ma ai kakai. Ma ai o ngongo le teo me televisioni Tonga, kolitea tau kapo.
O ko kei tau malingi mai pē ngahi ngāwe tokoni pule anga siapani, ma ai kakai koi he tuku I kono tongani. Ko hiri eni, ai toi whamo onia siapani mo tongani ki haongo polokalama ngāwe fo'ou, I he o whakafou eni I he nau polokalama ngāwe tokoni, ma ai tuku I kono pe GGP. Ko polokalama ngāwe e ua koi ni, ko tokoni ki he langa o senta hūwhanga anga mo holo whakakolo o eweiki, pe he ke polokalama ngāwe ki ono whalelei mo whanau fo'ou, ai whale whaimea tokoni e kolisi ko topo. Ne whamo onia an pastoa leole o siapani ki tongani, ma ai pule anga siapani kai whamo onia lady ma afu mai kolisi ko topo, pe sin pata muli mi eweiki. Na e whahoko whamo oni polokalama ngāwe tokoni kweni, I he ofisi e poto ngāwe paanga. E he whamatala ko toko mai me he ofisi whambastoa siapani ki tongani, kaya ngā polokalama ngāwe ni whatau mo ai ki hona tokonia koe ngahi e lia kehe pe, Ka koe whakaamu, ke tonga kina ai langa whakalaka ko ia ai kakai i he tōku i kolo i he mahino koe taumu ai e nā polokala mga o e GGP. O nia ngongo whalota whanua ia ki Hawani, ko ngai o ngongo me malayo sipoti hoko mai ia mō popua aho ka hili eni.
Malo e tau kei whi ao mai, i he wakaikoia ki he mana e o i sipoti, o kei e tapou me he polisi Nuku'alofa ki he kaupou e whi au hi Pacific Championships, ke Moimoi ma ope ki ngahi lao mo tutuuni o i hala pule anga, ke oua tēnā wesia ki nau tonu pe wesia hataha kehe i he hala pule anga. Nā e whakaino ai e he kau polisi i Nuku'alofa hatoko ua tolu whakakatoa, ngolotonga eni ngahi Fanga'uta me whakawhiawhia i he hala pule anga hili ai tau i he whakaosinga oiwike, i he ikaike muimuien i koe ni ki he ngahi lao mo tutuuni o i hala pule anga. Na i he ngahi e nia o tahuhu o tala ma ngere mo Clendon ai kau ofisa polisi, ke nau puke a Melino mo toka ngai kina ngahi whakawhiawhia nei whakahoko i he ngahi e nia koe ni, i he hiri e whetaulaki koe ia ai timi mate maatonga mo i toa Samoa i he whiawhisapate i Brisbane, Australia. Neongo nei whai e tau i Australia nei kei toko lahi pēr ka kai i Nuku'alofa, tau te whito ni ki Aukalani na nau whakawhiawhia i kuna ai toa Samoa, pepeheki e kau poupou tonga pēne nau kau ki ngahi whalauti me ngahi whakawhiawhia ko ia oi aho. Nei whakamalo ia i he kau polisi ai toko lahi ko ia ne nau whakawhiawhia pe mo tauhi e ngahi lao mo tutuuni o halapule anga o i kai ki nau wesia ai toi ngai kakai i he halapule anga. Ka ana iai pe ai ni ihi na nau whakahoko ngahi tō o ngā whakatupu mo veo pe mau lao i he halapule anga o pāwai ke puke ki nau tolu e he kau polisi, ko hikai whainga ki he tauhi ai malu mo hao i he whewhunanga aki i he halapule anga. Nei whamamawha ia i he kau polisi o kui kai ngofua ki he kaha taha i o lunga i he mea lele, he ene whanonga i he halapule anga. Ko pau ke nofo mau katoa ai kau pāsese ki loto i he mea lele, pia ka pau o ku nau tata aloha ngahi fuka me he mea lele, o ku tapu ke nau hu ki tua i he luwa pe kaka ki ato o i mea lele, ka pau o ku lotonga whanonga i mea lele i he halapule anga. I he teu wat ko ia ke whakahokai wa inga e mate mātonga mo i timi ai Kiwis i he whakaosinga ai wikeni, o teu wat ai me kau ofisa polisi ke whakapapau i e tauhi ai malu mo hao e kau poupou pehe ki he whewhanonga aki i he halapule anga, ko hika mahino e makehe ko ia e kau poupou e ngahi timi Pasifiki, tau te whito ki tongani mo Haamoa, pe neongo pe ikuna pe rungia e kei whakahoko pe ngahi whakawhiawhia e kau poupou i he tau ko ia nei whakahoko.
Whamatala e ai ki Hawani ka tau toi wakaiangi he ki ngahi olo i o ngongo. Tanu pau e ene a whio king tupo ngono e hala whakawakawa Fanga'uta i pongi o e aho ni. Whakafuafua ki he cyclone whakatalo piki malohi ka lastolu ki he nima e taha e malawa ki ne wesia a tongani i he whaahita o cyclone he 101 101. Pea tatau mo i haa whia e ka inga o haa to ui haa pai, i hono whailonga i ka kātoi ngā awe ki hono langa hona holo whakakolo. Mo i ka kātoi pia o ngā hiongongo mo le dio kai uma a televisione to ngā ki Hawani mo whakaamo nea o taki kotoa atu pia ki ala to whale kotoa. Kai malo e tau ke iwi au mai, ka mō me au.
Good evening and welcome to your English news package with Radio and Television Tonga News for tonight. Making headlines, His Majesty King Tupo VI breaks ground on the Fanga'uta Bridge project at Fonaha this morning. Tropical cyclone outlook shows 1 to 2 cyclones expected to impact Tonga this season, and Ha'ata'o Village celebrates new multi-purpose hall which was opened by Her Majesty the Queen on Saturday. We'll have these and more stories coming up later on in this bulletin, as well as the latest in sports and the weather update to wrap up this hour's news package. Now for the news in detail, I'm Popua Aho. The long-awaited Fanga'uta Bridge project is set to finally begin now, with His Majesty King Tupo VI breaking ground on the project in Folaha this morning. The start of this project marks a major step forward for the country's transport sector.
After over a decade of planning and preparation for the construction of this vital bridge that will connect Folaha to Umusi, the day has finally arrived where the Fanga'uta Bridge can begin to take physical form. At the royal groundbreaking ceremony this morning, His Majesty King Dubuda VI marked the first step in getting the project works underway. The Prime Minister Dr. Isake says the Fanga'uta Bridge project is the largest infrastructure development ever undertaken in Tonga. It is jointly funded by the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, the Government of Tonga with a total value of 343 million ba'anga.
Marking the beginning of the civil works to construct and build a bridge across Fanga'uta Lagoon from Folaha to Umsi. Kawatoa, the bridge has been a conversation shared in many homes for more than 10 years. And today's milestone is one that will benefit people of Tonga on many levels, economically and also socially. We have partners in development, which of course Development Bank and Asian Development Bank. And I would recognize the presence of Mr. Aaron Patton, the Regional Director for Pacific from the Asian Development Projects.
Construction is now set to begin with the New Zealand-based company Nuku'alofa contracted to carry out the works. Fraser Willis, project director of the Nuku'alofa, says the contract agreement between Tonga and the company was finalized just last month. He explained that the Fanga'uta Bridge and its connecting bypass will feature 2 lanes and 1.5 meters wide sidewalks to accommodate pedestrians and cyclists, improving safety and accessibility for all road users. The bridge will also be built to withstand natural disasters and to support heavy vehicles using the route.
This bridge is more than a structure. It's a symbol of connection, resilience, and progress for the people of Tonga. It represents and reflects what can be achieved when vision, determination, collaboration come together. It resonates with Nuku'alofa's purpose, providing a better life. I would like to acknowledge the Ministry of Infrastructure Tonga. Thank you for your leadership and perseverance in bringing this transformational project to life. We honour the late Mr. Lupeti for his contribution. To the PMU team, Anna and Fiziel, thank you for your ongoing support. To the Asian Development Bank and World Bank, your investment in Tonga's infrastructure is an investment in its future, improving lives, building climate resilience, and fostering economic growth. Nuku'alofa's journey in Tonga began with the Queen Saloti International Wharf, which we're proud to have delivered and are really looking forward to the opening ceremony on Friday. The award of this contract in September enables continued engagement of local workforce and investment in training and skills development.
Meanwhile, the ADB Country Director for Fiji, Aaron Patton, said the new bridge should greatly improve transportation efficiency, especially during emergencies such as tsunami evacuation.
The continued strong support of ADF donors plays a central role in ADB's ability to support Tonga to meet its growing climate and disaster-resilient infrastructure financing needs. The Fanga'uta Lagoon Bridge project is a critical investment designed to transform how Tongatapu grows in the face of escalating flooding, cyclone and tsunami risks. By connecting these inland areas with the urban centres, the project will support future urban expansion away from hazard-prone zones, protecting vulnerable populations, securing critical economic corridors and lifelines, and anchoring a shift towards sustainable, risk-informed development for all of Tongatapu. Critically, the Fanga'uta Lagoon Bridge will also provide a reliable secondary evacuation route during emergencies. Combined with safer urban and economic expansion onto higher land, the bridge can play a critical role in strengthening Tonga's disaster response while reducing exposure to climate and geophysical hazards. ADB's support for this project began with government back in 2019 when we agreed to mobilise a project readiness financing facility to support the design and procurement both of the Nuku'alofa port upgrading project, which as we heard will be launched later this week, and the Fanga'uta Lagoon Bridge project.
Upon completion, the bridge would provide a new much-needed route to make access from the Eastern District to Nuku'alofa much easier and should help ease traffic congestion on the main road of Taufa'ahau Road.
The Tonga Meteorological Service has released its 2025-2026 tropical cyclone outlook, forecasting that 1 to 2 tropical cyclones could affect Tonga during the upcoming season, which officially runs from November 1st, 2025 to April 30th, 2026. There is a 60% or higher chance that one severe tropical cyclone of Category 3 to 5 will directly impact parts of Tonga. The outlook indicates that the most likely period for cyclones is between January and March 2026.
According to the outlook, rainfall levels are expected to be average or above average during the early months of the cyclone season from November to January. When a cyclone approaches Tonga, heavy rainfall may cause flooding, while strong winds and high seas could lead to coastal inundation, particularly in low-lying areas. The forecast further suggests a 70% likelihood that cyclones will approach from the west and northwest of Fiji, while 30% may come from the northeast of Tonga. Warm ocean waters that help generate tropical cyclones are expected to form over the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu region this season. With a possible transition towards La Nina conditions, some islands in Tonga may experience up to double the normal rainfall in certain months of the cyclone season. However, authorities have already issued preparedness advisories to key sectors, including agriculture, water resources, health, fisheries and other essential services, urging them to take necessary precautions ahead of the season. Meanwhile, a summary from the Pacific Meteorological Directors earlier this month revealed that up to 9 tropical cyclones are expected to form across the Pacific region during the 2025-2026 season.
The people of Ha'ata'o in Ha'apai are delighted to have witnessed the completion of their new multi-purpose hall, a milestone marked by Her Majesty the Queen Nanasipa'u over the weekend. The community celebrated the new hall as a base for various community activities, but also as a key point for times of disasters, where it has the capacity to serve as an evacuation center. This project was led by the charity Sionis Foundation in collaboration with the Government of Australia.
In her address, Her Majesty Queen Nanasipa'u acknowledged the work that has been done by the Sionis Foundation in collaboration with the Australian government and the impact this new hall will have on not just the village of Ha'ata'o but neighbouring villages as well.
This community hall is the first of its kind in Ha'apai and will serve all in the community. It will be a space for community and social gatherings, a shelter for residents and families in times of natural disasters, as well as a hub for educational purposes for the youth of Ha'ata'o and the neighboring villages of Pangai. The completion of the Ha'ata'o Community Hall in such a small amount of time is a testament to the strong ties of collaboration and friendship between our two nations that have spanned over 5 decades. It is my hope that the residents of Ha'ata'o and Pangai maintain and look after this hall for the use of the generations to come. I thank you all for joining us today, for considering the needs of the people of Ha'ata'o and coming to their aid in their time of need.
Siane Fineferiaki, the founder of the Sionis Foundation, says this project was built with love and inspired by their love for the people of Tonga, with the hope it will benefit more people and build a better life for those on the island.
This hall become more than just a building. It is a house of belonging, a place for learning, for celebration, for safety in time of crisis, and for hope in time of need. From youth programs to women's group, from cultural catering to disaster response, this hall will serve as a living expression of what happened when Ofa ki Tonga put in our action.
The $2 million Australian project was funded by the Australian government, so the Australian High Commission was also on the island to witness the success of this project. His Excellency Brake Bately emphasized the importance of strong communities as a foundation of resilience, and is why they invest in this project, as it will be a place that strengthens relationships and builds trust.
I want to extend our sincere thanks to Sione's Foundation, our implementing partner. Your dedication, professionalism and local knowledge have been instrumental in bringing this project to life. The speed of the project has also been remarkable, and I commend you for this. In less than a year, Sione's Foundation has designed and delivered this high quality outcome that we're sitting in today. We know that high quality infrastructure is essential for Tonga's growth, for Tonga's economic future, its disaster preparedness and its community connection. Your Majesty, your leadership and deep care for the well-being of all Tongans, especially those in the outer islands, is clear. This hall is a reflection of your vision and a testament to your love and devotion to your people. Australia supports all Tongans, no matter what island they call home.
The Ha'ato'u Community Hall is fully furnished with dining areas and bathrooms, as well as accessible spaces for the people with disabilities. There are also solar power equipment and water tanks that will help with the village's water supply. Speaking for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Agnes Wambua.
Tonga commemorated United Nations Day with a special church service at the Free Wesleyan Church at Bea, where representatives from different UN agencies in Tonga took part in the service duties.
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, established on October 24, 1945. Tonga has been a member since September 14, 1999, and has since been an active participant in UN initiatives. Over the years, Tonga has collaborated with various UN agencies, including the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, the Food and Agriculture Organizations, FAO, and the World Health Organization, WHO, and several more UN agencies. These partnerships have supported Tonga in areas such as climate resilience, disaster risk reduction, healthcare, education, and other areas of development. As Tonga observes United Nations Day, the nation reaffirms its commitment to global cooperation and sustainable development. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Litea Taukapo.
And the island of Ewaiki will receive a new evacuation center and community hall, and the Boat College's cooking facility will be renovated and refurbished under Japan's Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security Project, or GGP. The projects were signed last week, and the funding will go toward the construction of a new evacuation center and community hall on Ewaiki, and the renovation and refurbishment of the cooking facilities at Tupo College. Each project responds to local needs, enhancing disaster preparedness on Ewaiki and improving catering facilities at Tupo College. The signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of Finance, where Toshiyuki Taishoji, the acting ambassador of Japan to Tonga, signed on behalf of the government of Japan. Sin Patamuli of Ewaiki and Lady Ma'afu of the Boat College signed on behalf of their respective communities. And that was the latest from the local scene. Up next, we'll join Agnes Wambua for the latest in sports.
Welcome back in sports. Police in New Zealand are warning Pacific Championship fans to follow traffic laws, especially on the road, and not put themselves and others on the road at risk. Risky behavior and disorder on the roads has resulted in 23 arrests during celebrations for a Pacific Championship League game as some fans became too rowdy. Officers were out in the Auckland suburbs of Otahuhu, Maniere, Otara and Clendon, monitoring behavior around the intense rivalry between Toa Samoa and Matema Tonga during their clash at Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium. Fans in New Zealand were also out in force, with police thanking the majority who celebrated peacefully and lawfully, but there were multiple incidents that were disappointing. Problem behavior incidents included high-risk traffic offending, people riding on top of vehicles, and sustained loss of traction. Officers tallied 14 arrests on Saturday, 9 on Sunday, and 204 infringement notices issued for driving and road-related offences during the patrols in the Auckland suburbs. The passionate competition between fans of the teams was widely visible across parts of the country in the lead-up to the match, with mounting flags and messages on vehicles or celebrating with music. While most fans behaved well, police called on those who broke the rules to think twice next time. Matema Tonga will face New Zealand Kiwis at Auckland's Eden Park on Sunday, needing a 17-point win to book a rematch with Samoa in the championship final.
That was your sports news with Agnes Wambua. Now taking a look at the latest weather updates presented by Vitelo Taunaki from the Tonga Met Service.
A bit humid was experienced for many of us in the past long weekend. Similar conditions to what we are going to have throughout this evening until midnight tomorrow. So welcome back to your weather updates from Tonga Meteorological and Coastal Radio Services. For the bars of maturity, you're going to experience fine weather apart from having some few showers, especially to the areas of Nuku'alofa, Tongatapu and also Fanga'uta as well. And we are continuously going to have windy across to the areas of Nuku'alofa and Tongatapu again. By looking at the latest satellite imagery, we can reflect the strong winds over the areas of the New West. You can see the clouds are moving fast. There are indications of strong winds experienced in the past few hours. And we are also having our recorded from our automatic weather stations that the winds there is quite pretty fresh up to strong. We also in fact here having some clouds across the areas of Hawaii, with high clouds moving into the areas of Hawaii, while having a fine weather where experience over the areas of Tongatapu and Ewa. So therefore we still have a strong wind warning still persist over the areas of Nuku'alofa and Tongatapu. This was issued yesterday during the holiday. And same as for the coastal waters, we have a strong wind warning and small prophet advisory is still there for the northern waters of Tonga, Nuku'alofa and Tongatapu. In the next 5 days, starting by tomorrow until this Sunday, the 2nd of November. So basically the easterly winds is dominating from time to time, and we can see here the ridge of high pressure will be building towards the south of Tonga by this weekend, bringing the winds to become northeast to the southern waters of Tonga. And you can see here some heavy bursts of showers across to the north will be moving into the areas of Vava'u, Nuku'alofa and Tongatapu. So basically we'll be having some mist and heat showers by this Sunday for these vicinities. But before that, this evening again to tomorrow morning, you may experience a bit cloudy conditions across the areas of the newest to Vava'u. But later on tonight, you can see things start to clear up over the areas of Vava'u. They will be having some few showers as well. And elsewhere, we may experience some partly cloudy. In fact, the winds will be east to south. East 10 to 15 knots across Hawaii to the southern waters, but over the areas of Vava'u further to the north, you may experience there a bit fresher and up to strong winds at times. So here is the significant figures, maybe reaching up to 25 in terms of land areas, but in coast and open waters, you may experience possibilities of 30 knots at times. Here are our minimum temperatures that our thermometers would like to read by tonight in terms of mid-20s for the vast of maturities. And for tomorrow's similar conditions, there will be some few showers, but you have to bear in mind of strong sunshine for tomorrow. You have to protect yourself from UV. In fact, the winds will be stays at the same conditions, but strong wind is starting to move closer to the areas of Vava'u. So basically, near coast of Vava'u, you will be experiencing there some strong winds. Winds may be reach up to 25 knots at times, and still persisting there the strong winds over the northern waters of Tonga, Nuku'alofa, and Tongatapu. Our highest temperatures will be 29. We'll be having some similar significant figures will be experienced for most of us, and a bit similar to the past few days to what we have experienced in terms of humid conditions. But we can see there that the winds is from the southeast, so a bit changed there in terms of humid, maybe a bit dry, but not that kind of dry. Humid will be there, but you can see that we're having some clear spells will be experienced for most of us. Some few showers, chance of showers will be there to the areas of Nuku'alofa. Tide predictions, we will be having our high tide by midnight tonight at 12:10, and the low tide will be 6:40 a.m. tomorrow morning. Sun and moon will be having our sunrise for tomorrow at around 6. Sunset will be 6:45 p.m. later in the evening. Moonset will be around midday tonight as well at 12:31 a.m. Moonrise will be around midday tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Now, finally, our 5 days outlook for Nuku'alofa in particular will be having fine weather conditions for these 5 days. But later, at the start of the season, in the afternoon or the evening time, you may experience a few showers by then. Our highest peak temperatures will be in the range of 28 to 29. That's quite all for this evening. I hope to see you again. Good evening once again.
Thank you to Peter Notalaki and the team at the Tonga Met Service for that latest weather update. That wraps up this hour's news package with Radio and Television Tonga News for tonight. But before we part, here's a final look at tonight's top stories. His Majesty King Tubo VI breaks ground on the Fanga'uta Bridge project at Fulaha this morning. Tropical cyclone outlook shows 1 to 2 cyclones expected to impact Tonga this season, and Ha'ato'o Village celebrates new multi-purpose hall, which was opened by Her Majesty the Queen on Saturday. That was the latest news with Radio and Television Tonga News for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.